Y'all live on Facebook. Say what's up real quick, man.
What's going on? What's going on, Dante Nation fans? Bo Mac.
Bo Mac, Terrence Crawford training right here.
Watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
on the track.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Congratulations to Josh Taylor. He dominates the previously undefeated Ryan Martin in the World Boxing Super Series, and he put on a hell of a performance. The man looked very, very impressive in there. He stopped Ryan Martin in there in the 7th round. Now, the stoppage was a little premature, but I'll get into that. But it was a dominant performance, no doubt. I mean, Josh Taylor almost went 7 rounds with a previously undefeated prospect untouched. I mean, Ryan couldn't even touch the man. Ryan continued to come forward in a flat-footed stance, but he just could not hit Josh Taylor. Josh was hitting him with beautiful lead hooks to the body, straights to the face. He was just hitting him wherever he wanted to hit him. He had Ryan Martin confused throughout the fight. There were times when you could tell Ryan wanted to really put a hurting on him. He kept trying to come in with the high guard, but every time he came in with the high guard, Josh Taylor would get off first and he would pepper him with combinations. And Ryan never knew where the punches were coming from. Josh Taylor, he showed an extreme high boxing IQ. His foot movement was perfect. His timing was great. His defense was great. His counter-punching ability. And he was in there against one of the best opponents in this tournament. You know, we often see undefeated prospects look great in the ring when they're in there with a weaker level of opposition. But then once they step up, we see a different version of them. We didn't see that with Josh Taylor. And that shows you that this is truly a special fighter. For him to look just as impressive against an undefeated fighter on his level as he looked in there with journeymen, it definitely proves that he is going to be difficult to beat in this tournament. And not only that, but it proves that he has a bright future as well. Now, in the 7th round, after Josh Taylor was dominating Ryan Martin the whole fight, Josh Taylor, he threw a punch around Ryan Martin's guard and kind of hit him on the back or the side of the head. And Ryan Martin, he complained as if it was an illegal punch or a rabbit punch, if you will, and he fell to the ground. And instead of the referee at least giving him a standing 8 count, he just called the fight off. So I thought that was a little premature, but there's no doubt about it. It was a foregone conclusion. It looked like Josh Taylor, he was in complete control, and he was winning every single round in this fight. You know, guys, I really want to commend the World Boxing Super Series because I've been saying for years, boxing needs to be structured like every other sport, like the NBA, like the NFL, where we have a tournament, where we have a playoff, if you will. And that's pretty much what the World Boxing Super Series is. We get to see at least the majority of the best fighters in one division face off in 1 year. That's how it's supposed to be in every single division. In fact, I think these tournaments, they should be forced on these fighters like Social Security. I mean, just imagine if some NFL team, they had the option to not participate in the playoffs, but they still had an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. You guys see how crazy that sounds? Well, that is exactly what's happening in the sport of boxing today. And I believe the World Boxing Super Series, they've taken the first step in cleaning that up. Something else that's impressive about Taylor's win over Ryan Martin is Josh, he had the option to pick his first opponent going into this tournament, and he chose the undefeated Ryan Martin. He could have chose a weaker opponent, but he had that kind of confidence that he could beat this undefeated prospect, and now we see why he was so confident. I'm telling you, a lot of people thought because Regis Prograis was the name that everyone knew going into this tournament at 140, I think a lot of people made him the favorite, but now I don't know. Now, after what I just witnessed, that's a 50-50 fight if they make it to the finals. If both of them make it to the finals, that's a 50-50 fight. In fact, you may have to favor Josh Taylor. Once again, this is one of the great things about tournaments. There is often a favorite going into the tournament, but a lot of times the favorite doesn't win the tournament, and there is somewhat of an upset. So we'll see how this tournament concludes, but it's a good one, guys. It's really a good one. Again, congratulations to Josh Taylor. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
This is Bobby, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.